Peace World. This is Tiana Aura, and I want to talk about my life with epilepsy. So, I maybe have done short videos in the past talking about epilepsy. I don't think I've done many though. But my epilepsy started after I hit my head in a really severe and traumatic car accident, which is why I have a scar here on my forehead, and I actually have a lot of scars on my face now due to epilepsy. Yeah. So I got into a car accident. During that time, I was the driver making a left turn, and another vehicle hit me, T-bone, and my head flew forward and smacked into the rearview mirror, from my understanding, because the rearview mirror was hanging there with blood all over it and cracked, is what I saw probably a month later when I was able to see the car after being in the hospital and stuff. And that's where my head was busted open. And when I became conscious again, I was actually in the passenger seat, but I was the driver that day. So how I got in the passenger seat had to be most likely because of the impact of the vehicle hitting me, and my body must have just slammed over. I believe I hit my head on the window as well. I know there was a lot of neck jerking going around, and my head was smacked impactfully. It made a huge change in my life for the future. So after this happened, I remember when I became conscious again, like I said, I was in the passenger seat, and I was also just drenched in blood. Drenched. Covered in it. You would have thought I was decapitated, or that I was dead because of how much blood was there. And I believe I was trying to go back to work. I was actually on a lunch break that day. I had just taken a quick lunch break that day because we weren't very busy that day in the salon, and I thought, let me go get some hair colors and stuff for us to play with. So I was just making a run to the hair supply store, and this is what happened on my lunch break. I was taken to the hospital. I believe I wasn't in complete, mental capacity to understanding what had happened, so I was ready to go back to work. I'm drinking a mango smoothie, y'all. So I was ready to go back to work, but they were like, "Hun, you're not going back to work. You have to go to the hospital." Went to the hospital, ended up having to get all the stitches right here, and I actually did not start getting filling back in my head over here within the past year and a half. Had absolutely no filling right here all the way back to in here, and then when I would touch my head in here, sometimes I would start to get tingling back in here, just in a weird space. Yeah, so my head was like that, I guess, for around 5-6 years. No filling. During all this time, let me try to really keep it from the beginning. So I was having auras and seizures instantly after the car accident. I didn't know that I was, though. The week after the accident, when I came home, I was not myself. I was repeating myself a lot. I would say something, and then I would say, "Mom, did I already say that?" And she would say, "Yeah, you did, honey, but it's okay. It's okay. It's no big deal." And I would just be sometimes I would cry, and then sometimes I would shake my head just because I could not believe I was really forgetting things that quickly. And I was having the auras all the time. I had no idea I was having auras, though. And what was happening to me is I was feeling very uncomfortable and unfamiliar. I'd get these really intense peaks of feelings of just feeling really uncomfortable and unfamiliar. Wherever I was at, it would just rush over me out of nowhere. This would happen in roller coaster motion pretty much all throughout the day. All day. All day. I mean, I'm talking probably 14, 15 times a day or more. This happened to me all day. But I didn't tell anyone about it. I didn't know what was going on. So I didn't tell anyone. I just kept it to myself. I was just letting these like crazy feelings happen inside me, and I wasn't telling anyone. I didn't know that these were seizures. I didn't know that these were auras at all. So as time went on, I was having these things still happen, and I wasn't telling anyone. And then I ended up having my first actual full-on grand mal seizure, which I only have grand mal tonic-clonic seizures. These are the absolute worst seizures that you could have. The worst seizures you can have. These are the seizures where you completely black out, lose yourself, and your body just twitches and jerks, and you drool, you pee on yourself, you can poop on yourself. Anything can happen. If you're out in a public place, you could walk into the middle of the street. You could walk into a stranger's house. I mean, anything could happen. And so I had my first grand mal seizure. This finally happened. I'm not sure the exact date of that. I would have to ask my mom. I have dates of some things, but not of everything. But it was one morning when I was living at home with my parents. I had moved back home. And I will never forget. I was trying to get out of my bed. And it's the best way I can describe it. Literally like some crazy exorcist shit, guys. I'm pushing myself up out of the bed like this, trying to get up out of bed. And all of a sudden, I mean, it was just like my back wouldn't stop going backwards. I didn't know if it was going to break. I did not know if my back was just going to completely bend in half. It was like it wasn't stopping. I couldn't get myself to stop moving. And then finally, I don't know how, and I couldn't speak, I couldn't scream or anything. I must have gotten some sort of control how I was able to get out of bed. I walked into the living room, and my mom and my stepfather were in there. This was early. This was like probably 7 a.m., I guess, or something. 8 a.m., I can't remember. My stepfather, he was heading into work. And my mom, you know, she was up because he was doing work as well, or getting ready to. And when I walked out there, I couldn't talk. I was just and crying, and I could not talk, couldn't speak. And my mom and my stepdad are just looking at each other, looking back and forth, and they're looking at me, and they're like, and my stepdad goes, well, Devon, I don't think she took anything. And my mom's like, Tiana, you know, they're asking me, they're calling my name, and I can't say anything. Absolute worst feeling. So, this time period where I couldn't really speak, I believe lasted about 15 minutes overall. So I wasn't seizing and jerking at this point, but I was in the post-ictical stage. That's what they call. I believe that I was in the post-ictical stage, where I still wasn't able to function due to the seizure. I still was not myself. I still wasn't normal. My system was not working. It still wasn't working normal. Now, since this has happened, I've been to, I believe, 6 different neurologists now. All of them want me to take medicine. All of them. Every neurologist wants me to take medicine. That is their best idea for me, is to take Keppra, to take Vimpat, to take why am I forgetting the other one they gave me? that put me in the hospital. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting it. And I need to be able to say it on this video. I'll just have to put it in the comments somewhere at some point. But, yeah, so I've tried several different pills. It took 5 years for me to decide to try pills. I've been trying to do other things naturally, to heal myself. I have taken so many varieties of herbs and teas, used so many different types of mushroom combinations, and they come in powders, and I drink them, and they have so many benefits. And I've done this for periods of time, I would say as long as a year, 2 years. And I guess I have seen progression. When I was first having seizures, they were happening all the time. My seizures were happening as often as every 3 to 4 weeks, the grand mal tonic-clonics. Then they started spreading out more and more. I got eventually 6 weeks apart. And then I've even gotten to 9 weeks apart. And then most recently, I was able to get to 15 weeks apart with the seizures. And that was after going to a chiropractor's office, which they told me something the doctors have never told me. They explained to me that my spine has been out of alignment, specifically and definitely my neck, for sure, from it being smacked and swung around in that car accident. They explained to me that I've had nerves that were being pinched in my neck. Yes. So they're saying that messages have not been able to properly transmute to one another, causing me to eventually seize. Now, I'm just listening to what these people tell me, I'm supposed to just believe what people tell me, I guess, These people study stuff, they know more than me. So I'm supposed to believe this. So they show me the x-rays, which I believe are my x-rays, I think. See, I'm telling you, I have very bad trust issues. I don't trust anyone. So there's this part of me, I'm like, are these even really my x-rays? Show me my x-rays, and my spine's hella out of alignment and stuff, So, but I know that what they're doing has been phenomenal work, though. Phenomenal. I'm telling you, had gotten the most amazing sleep I had ever gotten, because that's what a problem I had was getting good sleep because of not being comfortable due to neck and back and stuff as well. And on top of that, just getting your spine and, getting the cracks done in your spine and your neck. Oh my God, it's like no other. Whew. So anyways, I was able to make it 15 weeks, longest I've ever made it without seizures, due to the chiropractor. Due to epilepsy, it has changed my entire life. I am a completely different person than I probably would be if I didn't have epilepsy. Epilepsy has terrified and petrified me in so many ways of my own self, of my own brain. With epilepsy, you are afraid of your own brain. Your own brain can just flip and reach out and attack on you at any given time, at any given moment, unexpectedly. Your own mind will just lose it on you and just go somewhere else. And once it's gone, you don't know when it's coming back. I've had seizures. Usually when I have a seizure, I'm gone. I come back, I think, within 2 to 5 minutes. But, no. It doesn't always work that way. The seizures have peaked. They have gotten worse. Even crazier things have happened. Like I said, I had 15-minute seizures. I even was put in an induced coma this year for 2 days due to uncontrollable seizing. And that was when I was on medicine, which I still need to look up the name of that medicine I was on. I'll have to put it in the comments. So I was in an induced coma. It was a Thursday. I didn't come to until a Saturday. I will never forget when I woke up. And I believed my friends were supposed to be coming to visit me. They were on that Thursday. But my mom had spoke to them and let them know that she showed up and found me seizing. So, or actually was at the time that I was seizing at her house on her couch. I don't know. I've had so many seizures, I can't even remember. So, let me take a drink of this. So, when I woke up that Saturday, I woke up and I'm just like, I'm in the hospital bed. My mom's across the room, and I'm like, every time I wake up, it's always like, I'm always like, did it happen? And the person next to me will usually be, yeah, it did, Tiana. And then, it's usually a bunch of crying and me being upset, and then me looking at myself and realizing that I've got cuts all over me somehow or another, because while I was seizing, I managed to hurt myself. I either collapsed and scratched my legs up, scratched my toes up, scratched my fingers up, my face, loose teeth, loose teeth. This year, I smacked my face on the concrete while seizing. Right outside of my close best friend, a producer, like literally my best friend, Scully, like he just so happened to be walking out the front door, and I was just walking into his place, and the ambulance was pulling up because somebody found me face down on the concrete. I had smashed my jaw in completely, teeth completely in. That's where this is from now. The bone came through my jaw, or through my skin. Teeth, all right. Everything. These two teeth here are loose still. Yeah, they're most likely going to have to be pulled and replaced. This one had to be pulled. It was too loose. So, epilepsy. I wouldn't wish epilepsy on anyone. Not my worst mini. I said mini. Okay, I'm glad I could get a laugh real quick. But not on my worst enemy. I wouldn't. I don't care what you did to me. I don't care what the fuck you did to me. I don't wish you had epilepsy. Epilepsy is horrible. It makes you feel terrified. It makes you feel like your freedom is taken away. I get rides now because of my epilepsy. Because it's more safe. People close to me, they help me out. And, so it just seems like it takes away privileges and freedoms. And, it's scary to even live in a place where you have to walk up and down stairs. It crosses my mind all the time. What if I have a seizure while I'm walking down these concrete stairs and I just smash and break my face and I die right here? Even when I'm in the kitchen cooking, I'll be cutting vegetables. I'll think, oh my God, what if I have a seizure right now while I'm cutting these vegetables and I stab myself? I could stab myself and just die. Be boiling water on the stove. Think, oh my gosh, what if I have a seizure right now while I'm in the middle of boiling this water and I take this hot water and I accidentally spill it on myself and burn myself while I'm seizing? What if I smother into my pillow or a blanket while I'm seizing? What if I choke on my tongue while I'm seizing? At this point, I know anything can happen. I had a seizure while at work before, with scissors in my hand. I fell to the ground. My coworker at the time, she's such a sweetheart, she came over and caught me just as I was hitting the ground and took care of me. crazy. And yeah, it's just due to epilepsy, it has changed everything for me. I'm not able to take care of myself 100% the way a 30-year-old should be, or could be, or that I would be if I didn't have this condition. I would not wish it on anyone. I want nothing more than to be my own able, grown, successful adult just on my own without needing the help and assistance of, people. But I have to have assistance. I'm not able to take care of myself. It's just the honest truth. I know that some people with epilepsy, they apply for disability and are able to get it, and some people aren't. I guess it depends on, they say, how much you are able to work or aren't able to work. I don't know. But it's hard because it's dangerous for me to work as well, at times. Having scissors in my hand or clippers in my hand. So yeah, when I woke up from that seizure behind the chair, the girl had already left, and I guess she came back for a haircut another time by the other girl that I worked with. But yeah, epilepsy has changed everything for me. Everything. Epilepsy kept me in Indiana for a lot longer than what I wanted to be, because I felt like I've had to be so close and up under my family, because if I have a seizure, I have to have someone there. I can't function. I can't function when I seize. I'm out of it, for one. And then afterwards, after having a grand mal tonic-clonic seizure, whoa, it feels like you got hit by a truck, then ran over by a train, and then reversed on by the train, and then the truck ran over you again. I can't even explain. It literally makes your whole entire body feel like you have been doing the most hardcore gym workouts for days and days on end. From my understanding, I guess it's because it makes muscles jerk and react that you don't even use at times. So yeah, oh my gosh, it's awful, awful, awful. Awful. I can't believe babies have to deal with this. I cannot believe there are parents who have to watch their infants deal with this. This is awful. And they say there's no cure for epilepsy. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to think. I think it's all based off of what your epilepsy is, what kind of epilepsy you have. That's just me being honest. Because my epilepsy, I feel like the seizures have gotten further apart over time. And I think that maybe my brain is slowly healing, because they say the brain can heal, it just takes a really long time. But maybe my brain is healing because I was in a car accident. But some people are born with epilepsy. I had a seizure one time when I was alone in my apartment, and I woke up and I had completely destroyed my apartment. Completely destroyed my apartment. Literally, it looked like somebody broke in and just tossed and threw my stuff everywhere. And the only way that I knew it was me and that I had a seizure and I was the one that did it was because after seizing, somehow I got myself back into my own bed. And my foot was cut up because I had knocked, it was I think a date nectar or coconut nectar bottle off the counter. It was glass. and a piece of the glass got into the bottom of my foot. And then also, my tongue was all cut up, because when you have seizures, you bite up your tongue a lot of times. When you have the grand mal tonic-clonics and maybe some of the other seizures, they do that as well. So when I woke up, my tongue felt messed up. My body hurt too, of course. Felt like I'd been working out. And I lift up the blanket and I see under the blanket and my foot. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Yep, I had seized alone by myself at the apartment and then somehow gotten back in bed. So terrifying. Wouldn't wish it on anybody. You know, there's been days that has made me feel very, very hopeless having epilepsy, where I don't want to continue. I don't really know if it's worth it, because I feel like it holds me back from everything, from so many things. But I haven't been letting it at the same time. I push forward with my dreams and my goals. It may have taken longer, and I may have to do it a little differently and be more cautious about it, but I'm still going for it. Otherwise, I will literally lose my mind and be so depressed if I don't go after, like, everything that I want. So I try not to let epilepsy ruin me. So, trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. Yeah, I almost lost my eye earlier this year due to epilepsy. Had a seizure and fell and smacked my face on this metal piece in a public restroom at I think it was a Ross store, clothing store, and I fell and smacked my face on this metal piece that they had on the bottom of their bathroom door. Woke up on the floor, surrounded by paramedics, covered in blood. It's right here. If it would have been just this much closer, I mean, it would have completely wiped out my eyeball. Would have woke up with one eye. That would have been my life. That was January 9th. That was the beginning of this year. And then, non-stop. This year has been a roller coaster for me with epilepsy. At the same time, I feel like I'm getting stronger, though. It's weird. It's like the seizures are happening, but it's like I'm getting to this point where I just, like, throw my hands up in the air, you know? Because it's like, do I really want to let this hold me back? Do I really want to let this ruin my day? Do I really want to let this ruin my life? Or do I just want to go? So, just keep going. And I believe that going to the chiropractor has helped me a lot. And I'm very excited to keep going to the chiropractor and see if it can help heal me. We will see. I think that's all I can say as of right now. I'm sure I have tons of stories I can go back and forth on. I mean, my friends have helped me through my seizures a lot. So, thank you everyone who has watched, and thank you everyone who has helped me through. I appreciate, I love you all. And if you want to support me, you know, all I love is for people to, you know, look into my art, whether it's my music, my canvas, my clothing, you know, jewelry. Like, definitely. Check it out if that's how you want to support me. Thanks everyone. I hope everyone has a blissful rest of their week and day, and all my epilepsy friends out there, my warriors, Let's keep going. Let's keep going, my warriors. If you're a warrior, hey, look. If you're a warrior, will you please just like let me know that you saw this video and you're a warrior too. We're warriors together. We gotta make it through, because it gets hard with epilepsy. I'd be so ready to not be here sometimes. Like, I'm like, this is not worth it. I am not getting to live the life I really want because of this epilepsy. So sometimes it just does not seem worth it. But you know, I've got the most freaking amazing people in my life. They keep me strong. They keep me here. They keep me going. Thank you, everyone. My epilepsy pals. I love you guys. To my mothers of epileptics, fathers of epileptics, children of epileptics, cousins, nieces, nephews, all of you guys, you know. I send you guys love and support because I know it's hard on your side too. I can't imagine what it's like for my friends and family to go through, and it means the world to me that my friends and family have stayed my friends and family, you know, through all of this, because it's been a lot. I've been in the ER and hospital a lot, and it's always unexpected. I mean, for anyone, but you know, it's just like, because I'm someone who really likes to be healthy, and as far as my eating and stuff, I'm really into all of that, very conscious in so many ways. So for me to just randomly have seizures and end up in the hospital and lose teeth and bust eyebrows and head open, and you know, it's a lot. You guys get it though. All right, I'm gonna quit rambling. Thank you, everyone.